We're talking tech, we're talking love. Now, Nase Buidu has joined us in the studio, and he's going to help us to, get into this conversation about the whole tech rules for relationships. These days, insane P. Nase,
Kuku.
how are you?
I'm very good. And you?
But you were beefy with myself and Kokui because we went to play some
really
small impromptu. Yes, I want to have this
really
conversation. Let's talk about it now. Let's
exactly a week ago on this set.
Yes.
We agreed to do a session. Next day, no.
But you see, it was impromptu. Oh, you said that when the spirit is moving, you also move some.
Had it not been Chantel, I wouldn't have seen it.
You would have seen it.
No, Chantel tweeted it.
You would have seen it.
And it was good. It was good. Yeah.
No, we didn't plan for it. It was just, very ad hoc. It just the moment happened.
Unscripted, everything. I mean, even the lyrics, she was just.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Anyway, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Now, there was a day in our lives where there was no mobile phone. Sometimes I think about it, when you're with somebody, you're talking and everything else, and then every minute, the phone. Every minute, the phone. And I'm like, we're having a conversation. Can the phone not disappear for an hour so that we can just have the conversation? What are the tech rules that we need to have for the modern day relationship?
We'll get to the rules in a bit, but let's try and just think about the ways that we were kind of like chopping love before before mobile and social media came. I mean, if you went to Tech Forest or any campus in Ghana, we used to write notes, get them to their own boys to send to the hall.
People, do you remember any work? So I think Tech used to do One Small Boy.
Yes, One Small
Boy is Tech, right? Legon has any work.
Yeah.
So the term any work is like the boys will be walking around asking, do you have any work? Do you have any work? So we call them any work boys, right? So when I experienced that in Legon a bit, and I also saw that One Small Boy in Tech. Yeah. You send them.
Yeah, you send
errands. They'll go and deliver the
note. And sometimes you wait forever to get a reply. I mean, it was difficult. Or if you had a rival on campus, somehow you intercept it doesn't get delivered. But that's how we were chopping love on campus.
Yeah.
If you were doing long distance, you had to go and wait at some place called Communication Center. To answer a call. And it was difficult.
Yeah. And then there were the times of the phone booths.
Yes.
Yeah, the phone booths also came. But now you go and queue.
Or even write letters.
Yes.
And it takes forever.
Yes.
Today, I mean, within seconds, you just pick the phone, you call, and you are on the phone with your loved one and you are chatting. So that's how far we've come, just with the phones. And the phones have really improved, or the word I love to use, enabled us to chop love in a more, kind of like grow our relationships in a more effective way. So they are great. Okay, I know you talked about somehow when we are together, people spend so much time on the phone. So they're great. If we take social media, for example, social media allows us to be able to also even sometimes share the things that we're doing together, just to kind of like encourage us. If you are proud enough to show me, then for some people...
As Akwaba, who will be joining us soon, says,
post to me. Yes, exactly. So these are all things that we've been doing lately. So they are good. Okay. But we have to admit that it's not all being good. And that's what we want to focus on today. So the first one I want to talk about is like the mobile phones. And there are no strict rules per se. I think the first rule is that agree the rules
among yourselves.
Yes,
okay.
How you want it to work. Okay. Yeah. So if it's the phone, for example, and you want to spend some time together, agree that maybe 10 minutes before we really get into it, check all your mails, do whatever, turn your phone off or mute it. So there are no distractions. But the phone could ring in. In the same way, if you really want, let's say you come to work at 6 o'clock or whatever, and you're on air most of the time, so you're not likely to be able to pick your phone calls during that period. Yeah. So what you want to do, as soon as you get to work, just text your partner. Say, I've got to work, whatever. So they know, all right, they've heard from you since last night. They've heard from you. You are safe this morning. So they can allow you to be free and focus on work.
Yeah, I mean, typically what I do is that I send a voice note as I'm leaving home.
Yes.
You know, I send a voice.
Even better, so they hear your voice
so
as
you
well.
can hear the voice, because I think that for me that element adds a more personal touch.
Exactly.
As opposed to just the raw text.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you've done that, I mean, your partner too, I mean, you would expect that unless it's urgent, they shouldn't, even if it's just a message that they want to send to you. Sometimes some of these messages, you're on the phone and the messages could be coming to you.
Yeah.
So they can wait till they know you've finished your session, then they can send those messages.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. You need to agree with this. Number two is also passwords. We're still talking about phones.
Yeah.
Passwords. And you need to, for example, if you I'm talking about myself here. There's so much that goes on my phone, work related. Some of them are private, some of them are related to clients and stuff. So I need to let my partner know that these are the things on my phone. Not that I'm hiding anything, but these are. So she also respects the fact that my phone.
This conversation is something that we had recently with a couple of friends of mine, you know, and we were talking about the need for restrictions on phones. And then some people of the opinion, but that if you really have, you know, trust, why should there be restrictions on phones, you know? But I've also been in spaces where I've realized that there are some parents who have unguarded access by their children to phones. Now, that puts things in a precarious situation, because if you go that route, then let's say the parent who has unguarded access by their kids to their phone, not because they don't have a password, but the kids know the password, right? And they know the kids know the password. So they don't restrict the kids. Then you imagine that parent has a new relationship and it's going on. Then it means that whatever you're sharing with your new partner, the kids have direct access to that.
Meanwhile, in those kind of relationships, you want to take your time, make sure you are cool before you break them, you introduce them to the kids. You know, it's very important.
I think that for me, I say that passwords are important for all kinds of reasons, you know, including client confidentiality, you know, issues. Some people are working as doctors, they are lawyers. You need passwords. You can't just have an open thing because... And I think that there's also an element of, I'm so desperate for you to trust me that I will take off the passwords of my... That's also a problem.
There's a trust issue there.
Yes.
I often say that if people are so desperate to want to get into your phone without you granting access, or you feel there's so much need, urgency for you to come there, then there's a trust issue. You need to discuss that. But where there are passwords, discuss why there are passwords.
Yeah.
So the other partner. So if they need to get something from your phone, you'll be there. You unlock it for them and they can get access to it. Simple as that. These are some of the rules. Again, sharing content. But we don't only use our phones to make calls or things. Sharing content. This is where social media is big. Okay. Post to me. Sometimes you go away, whether it's on like a weekend, retreat or whatever, with your partner, resort, or go and just chill a bit with your partner, and pictures are taken. You at least discuss it with your partner that you want to share those pictures online, because not everybody likes their pictures to be everywhere. I'll give you an example. I have a friend who doesn't like it because some of his family members are friends with his partner.
Oh.
So when they see those pictures, hey, you're chilling. Next minute they're asking you, this funeral, how much did you bring? This one needs school fees, this and that. You understand what I mean? So don't put everything out there. Plus, sometimes it becomes a bit competitive.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the ladies are the only ones who do it, but sometimes they go and share it. Yeah. Then the next minute, the other person's partner will go and see where her friend went with their partner. So the next minute, they also want to go there.
And go there as well.
Yeah. So it's important that we do these things as well, and even tagging people as well on things we share online. Yeah. The rule I often say you should agree is, if you are not comfortable that they're being shared, then either don't capture that content, or when it's captured, remove it from your phone onto a drive that you know it's safe. Because once it's on the phone, you never know when it will end up online. Wow. There are stories where people take their phones to shops to be repaired. The next minute, somebody downloads the content and it's all over the place.
And that thing too. Phone repairers need to be you need to start prosecuting phone repairers for that kind of thing, you know. Yeah. because it's just unacceptable. Anyway, yeah. So what other things do we need to know?
I think I mean the other rules that we need. So we'll talk about access to the phone and things like that. The other thing we need to also remember is that these days, even with smart watches and things like that, because they all have connectivity. Sometimes you may turn off the phone, but even while you are together,
the phone will still be beeping. Also be beeping. Yeah.
Okay. So it's important that you do that. And these days, that with AI and things and machine learning, you never know. Sometimes some of these gadgets will be listening to your conversation.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about that. I've seen this kind of thing where you're having a conversation with somebody about something, then you go to Google or maybe go to Google, the search engine, right? And as you type in what you want to search, the conversation you just had about a minute ago will pop up in the what's that word called? It's suggestions.
Yeah.
Search suggestions. I'm like, wait, hold on. I was just having this conversation a minute ago. And it almost feels as though sometimes the gadgets are listening.
Yeah. Remember last week we talked about AI, we talked about simulation and things like that. So they're always listening. You need to know when to turn them off. So I often say that if there are some conversations that you are not comfortable with them being said, turn off your gadgets and have those conversations.
Wow.
Because you never know. Especially
this is crazy.
Some people have these, smart home gadgets like Amazon Echo and things like that. Or Alexa, they will say, Alexa, do this. Sometimes Alexa will be listening to your conversation. Yeah. Even bedroom conversations.
Yeah. Oh, one day I was in the house and we were just having a chat. And then, I was just having a chat. And then the phone was under the pillow. Not knowing that I think somehow the screen had activated Siri. Just talking. Sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying. I was like, who was talking to you?
Yeah. Or even when you're wearing your watch. I do a lot of trainings. Sometimes I just raise my hand, just train. And the next minute, Siri will be talking to me.
Wow.
Okay. Now, the rule here, I'll say you need to agree is that I might love those gadgets, but my partner might not love those gadgets. Okay. So you agree how to use the gadgets. Okay, simply because you love the gadgets doesn't mean that you should have your way, use the gadgets anyhow you want. Because remember, everything that affects you could potentially also affect your partner. It's not everything that they would want to put out there.
Yeah. Now, the issue of the amount of time spent on phones.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, especially in a situation where we have, let's say, 2 hours together. You have an appointment, I have an assignment.
We meet for lunch.
We meet for lunch. Yes, we meet for lunch. Right?
Yeah.
What kind of rules can we set about our phones or any gadgets when it comes to moments, short periods of time that we have together?
All right. What I often say is before you get into the conversation, before you get into lunch, say 5 minutes, send messages that are urgent or whatever. So for example, you work, I work. I know clients may be trying to reach me. So I just send a message, I'm going into a meeting. Then I turn the phone off.
Okay.
Or sometimes if I don't feel comfortable, I might do that and then leave the phone in the car. So I'm not even tempted to reach for the phone to look at.
Reach for it,
Because, anybody that knows me, I'm getting alerts almost every minute. And a lot of the alerts are clients' work alerts from social media, from all sorts, or groups that are work-related. So there's a WhatsApp group about this project we're doing, people are sending stuff. I don't really need to review them at that time. I manage a lot of teams that I work with. So when I'm going to a meeting like that, I just put a message on the board that for the next 2 hours, if anything, I'll respond, whatever. So if it's something urgent, okay, once they've sent a message, unless it's urgent, then they'll probably try to call. So when I see the phone call, I know, no, this one
urgent.
is urgent. And that's how you need to manage it. So once you've done that, same way that friends, when they go out, will agree, put all your phones in a basket.
I kind of like that rule because it means that the phone is there within reach. But we've all agreed to, domicile the phones whilst we are, spending time, quality time, with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those are very important.
In the same way, I mean, if let's say let's say Valentine's, you want to spend some time at home together, agree on which movie you want to watch.
Okay.
And the rule I often say is, decide. You might like what you could drama. I might like horror or whatever. So we agree with which one we want to watch. Okay. Yeah. So it's not like you go and sit there and you're watching this for a while, and then the other person says, "But I don't like this movie."
Yeah.
You want to enjoy it. You want to cuddle on the sofa and watch it together.
I know.
It's important. So agree before you. It's important.
Yeah. No. So I think what I like to do is I like to discuss. Yeah. What would we want to watch?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a movie.
Make compromises.
Yeah. What do we want to watch? And so what I like to do with my partner is that I say let's see what's the latest. Yeah. You know, and Netflix allows you to sort of see the variety. So we'll look at what is available. You know, and then make a choice. And then if I have access, you know, I'll go and download, you know, a movie or whatever. And then that's there. And then that's what we watch. Yeah, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. So. And again, at that time, when you're doing that, make sure, because you want to really spend quality time, the other gadgets are off.
Yes.
And people, you need to respect this. When you're calling people and they're not picking, it's not because they don't want to talk to you. Yeah. They're probably busy doing something else. Yeah. There's something called missed call. Yeah. If I'm not beefing with you, I'll call you.
I'll call you back when I'm ready. It's okay to get a missed call.
Yeah.
We'll respond to the call.
Yeah.
But I think there's a certain desperation. 3, 4, 5, 6 missed calls. When you also, I was just checking on you. Really? What's that about?
Or even if it's something that I need to do, you need something from me. Yeah. If it can wait, let it wait. Okay, you've called me once, twice. I'll definitely call you back when I'm done.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But the rule is agree the rules between you. There are no rules. I can give you rules. People can give you rules. Agree between you
what rules will work for you. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah. For me, that's the key thing.
Super. Thank you very much. How do people get in touch with you?
At Nasai on Twitter.
At Nasai on Twitter. Fantastic. So reach out to Nasai Bwedi at Nasai on Twitter. He will respond right away. He's quite active there, so it's an easy way to get in touch with him.